what we are trying to address is that when we say that there's only one God, we are also saying it's only one religion. And most people are on the outside, labeled one. I'm a labeled Muslim, labeled Christian, labeled Jew. But the most important content is the believer inside. You see, so are you believing Jew, believing Christian, believing Muslim? The most important concept is believer. You know? And oftentimes, the problem is the person is not true to the label, no matter what they're wearing. That's the biggest problem of all. You know, we have it in all of our religious congregations. So what we say is, you know how you have it in school, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, etc. We say religion was evolving, it was growing. When it began with this tribe or this nation. You see, like I was raised in a Catholic church. I was being prepared to be a priest. So I'm very familiar with the scripture. And I remember where in the New Testament, Jesus said, I am only sent to the house of Israel. He wasn't sent to China, he wasn't sent to Japan, Jesus now. And so, if you look at Moses, he was only sent to the Hebrews. And so, what that was is the mind of humanity was growing. Just like a baby is growing from kindergarten, gets a little bigger, goes to first grade, a little bigger. So eventually goes to university, universal thinking. So what Islam does is it says, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq, translate. And it means read with the name of your Lord. And so what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was doing, Imam Muhammad, and other great people, they saw the problem that African Americans who were in this country were raised to have strong bodies, but weak minds. And so that phrase I gave you says, read with the name of the Lord, was addressing that condition. That the human being is not the body that you see. The human is the thinking inside that body. That is the human. And the physical body is only the vessel to carry it. Like your automobile is a vessel to carry you when you drive. So I'm trying to make it very simple so that you can understand what Islam was really trying to do. In Islam, I can't give him some money, even though he needs it, or give him food and he needs it, and then I say, now you got to be a Muslim. You can't do that. Now Muslims that probably do it, but they are outside of the spirit of the religion. You need help. I cannot give you the help and then tell you, now you got to be a Muslim. No. And this is where the problem has come. Each religion is trying to dominate the other religion and want to bring their religion under them. But that was never the way that Muhammad the Prophet did. So I want you to know that I'm so thankful, but we got one of our top imams as your cousin. You just don't know him. We got to introduce him to yada yada. As your people, he's one of our biggest imams. Minister, so we thank Allah for your good genes.
Hi, so I have a little bit of a philosophical comment. I'll see if I can articulate it. So I was born in the United States. My mother was born in the United States. My father was born in Latin America. Most of us in this room share a sort of common origin in the New World, in this continent, North or South America. And I think those of us who are rooted in this kind of mysterious Western land have a sort of shared sense of a kind of disconnection from the deeper ancient processes of history and of faith, and a search to find those origins in a way. And so, the development of African American Islam is in some ways a kind of search for these common problems that face all of us here in the New World in a way. And I just think we have to, I wonder if you guys have any thoughts on this, this shared issue uniting both North and South America. I'll add one more comment. The largest Muslim community probably during the time of slavery in the New World was actually in Brazil. And in 1835, there was a huge revolt among Muslims in northeastern Brazil that actually controlled territory and was essentially a nation for a while. So I just think if you guys have any comments or thoughts on this kind of New World process that's happening to all of us in different ways.
So, one of the interesting things and thank you for that comment. And you asked a question about how do we know of the influence of Islam in how we practice Christianity today. Our brother here is from Nigeria. So if you are Fulani or Hausa, and you're a descendant of Fulani or Hausa, you probably were Muslim, right? When you came to this new world. The majority of slaves who were brought to the new world weren't brought here to the United States of America. They were brought to, in fact, the largest population of people of African ancestry exists in Brazil, outside of the continent of Africa. So it wouldn't be surprising that we would have so many Muslims among the peoples living in Brazil. But in terms of how it impacts us today, in terms of what we're searching for as a people, whether it is that we're searching for, as a people of African descent, for Judaism or Islam or Christianity, it seems that all three of these major Abrahamic religions have impacted these slaves coming here. We have the Beta Israel community, as they prefer to be called. I think the pejorative name for them is the fallacious Jews. That's actually just like calling them the N-word when you call them that. They call themselves Beta Israel. And so these members of Beta Israel, these are Africans, right? People who look like me, right, and darker than me, who were practicing Judaism for years before slavery. The members of Islam, who are Fulani or Hausa, there's one other tribe. The Yoruba, right? The Yoruba, thank you. The Yoruba peoples, thank you so very much. Who are distinct in that they're Akan descendants, right? They're Akan peoples, right? So you would have had Muslims as well as Christians as well as other religions involved with these Akan peoples, right? Who came to this new world. So I think all of us are searching for identity. All of us are searching for who it is that we are as a people in terms of our religious past and who we should be today. But in the same way that Muslims have contributed greatly to the expansion of religious identity here in the South, so too have the black Jews, right? So-called black Jews. These Beta Israel communities, but also others, right? So when you go to a place like Waco, Texas, you have Jews from the Caribbean, from the island of Jamaica, who went to Waco, Texas and purchased 1 million acres of land to form Waco today, right, in the United States. These are the same people who own the Gleaner, the largest newspaper in the Caribbean, right, the largest and oldest newspaper in the Caribbean, who founded this area called Waco, Texas, that is so popular today in the United States. So we're all searching. And I hope that we will all eventually find who it is that we are, regardless of which religious background we come from.
Speaking to identity and disconnect, I think on both sides of the experience of slavery, there's this effort to assemble coherence from fragmentation, right? So if enslaved peoples were taken from culturally diverse environments, right? Some Muslims, some not Muslim, different languages, different identities, different histories, and then there's a violent effort to erase all of that and flatten all of that diversity. Then afterwards there's this effort to say, okay, what is the thing that holds it all together if all these cultural differences were violently taken away. And then similarly, thinking allegorically about John Elijah Muhammad's teachings about the island of Patmos.
Yeah.
I think that's America, because you could say that America is where the white race was created, right? Because Irish people and French people didn't see themselves as the same, right? Benjamin Franklin didn't think of Irish people as white, right? So it's in the context of the United States that there's this mental devil, right? As Imam Muhammad talked about a devilish mind state, a devilish mind state that created this white race out of fragmentation, because they were all on the same side of power.
That's right. Imam first. No, go. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Dr. Nasir. I just want to emphasize and please to educate us on the issue of African Islam. Islam started all the way from Egypt and to Kano in Nigeria for almost about 1,000 years ago. If you go to Kano and Lagos, you see mosques that have been there for 1,000 years ago. So most of our forefathers were Muslim, and most of the people I went to City College of New York, I did Black Studies, and I'm very blessed to meet a lot of the Center for Muslim when I was doing my education in the 70s. So as a matter of fact, Africa almost, if you have to count Africa in the whole world, at least you can find almost about 50 billion Muslims among the billions in the whole world. They are from Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Cameroon, Egypt. You can't count. Mostly they're all Muslim. And as at now, Nigeria has a population of about 270 million people. We are the largest country in Africa, and among that 174 million people, at least 1 million people among us are Muslims. Especially after the 2001, a lot of people are turning to Islam and seeing the right way. And like Allah said, and supported by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the end of time is going to come, everybody is going to be Muslim and say Allah wa la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. May Allah make it easy on every one of us and accept our ibadah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. To go back to the effort of the Nation of Islam to try to bring some resolution. Remember I was telling you how they separated the family and the woman couldn't be married to her husband, things of that nature. One of the ways to solve that problem in the Nation of Islam, though we were not in what you call Orthodox Islam like that, the Honorable Muhammad established for the women what is called NGT and GCC. And it was a step to try to take our women who were raised without culture, knowledge, and civilization. And it meant Muslim girls training in general civilization class. Now this was given to young girls, to teenagers, to grown women. They were called girls. And Honorable Muhammad was trying to give understanding that the mind that we had gotten from slavery was not an adult mind, whether you were a male adult black or female adult black. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. So it was his attempt to try to grab the woman's attention, to make her see the mirror of herself, that you had been given a false mind. And back in that day, he would criticize the influence on our women to wear excessive makeup, to wear wigs, and he said, you are imitating another woman. You are not your own self. Talk to the African American woman. Now that takes a strong man to say that, because he'd have his sister slap you down, you know, grow muscles and slap you. So, yeah, Imam Muhammad, when he came, the son, he brought a new language, as Sister Afrah said. And the language he brought to address the women. He said, you are a woman, and the woman means womb of mine. W-O means womb, because that's what every woman has. And then she gives birth to the mind that's either what? Male or female. So what that did, that gave the woman her respect back. You're no longer a girl. You're only a girl for 14 years or 17 years. You're supposed to be a woman. But in the Nation of Islam, you could have been 50, 60, 70 years old, and you were referred to as Muslim girls training. So when Imam Muhammad came along, he brought about the language that gave the woman in our movement the freedom of her identity. You know, you are the womb of man. You not only give him his body, but you also give him his first thinking that comes from every woman. And so in our religion, it says paradise lies at the foot of woman. And our teachings was that a nation can rise no higher than its woman. And the higher her dress goes, the lower the morals go. And the lower her dress goes, the higher the morals go. This was the teachings, you know. And this is what we use to bring about the revolution in the United States. We use this. Now, I'm sorry to say this, that conscientiousness, I remember a black woman, she would wear natural. Some of you might not be old enough for what I'm talking about. She would wear natural. She would wear that. She looked like her own African counterpart on the continent. You know, but she's bound to herself. Like you, the man is the mama lost matter with the son is. So that was one of the approaches that we used to bring about the health and the mental thinking of our women, because we said if you have an educated woman, you will have an educated nation. That's the concept that we have. So thank you, Tanya.
Thank you so much. Again, let's thank all the panelists for their time. We appreciate you all coming here, taking your Sunday to connect with us, to listen to the history of the community, and hopefully this is the beginning of many panels, research, and sort of archiving of the community's history. If you have any questions or ideas, we're here for a couple of minutes afterwards. If you have any guidance for us, we're more than open to hear what you have to say. And again, I want to thank you all for taking the time to connect with us, and inshallah this will be the beginning of good collaboration in the future.
Let them know. The DVD will be available if they would like.
The DVD will also be available. All right, thank you so much. Next one, we'll let the Imam know, inshallah. We'll let you know. Thank you.
Good question.